Hello everyone, I am VIDHI, Rehabilitation Officer at AYJNISD National Institute of Speech and Hearing Disabilities, Mumbai. Today, we'll be talking about schemes and concessions for persons with disability. Before we start talking about the schemes and concessions, first let's understand what are the two main changes in the disability rehabilitation field. One, that the old disability law of the 1995 is now replaced with the Rights of Persons with Disability Act 2016. The earlier law had recognized 7 disabilities. Now, the current law recognizes 21 disabilities. Apart from the law, the entire new online disability certification process has now come into the place. Let's understand the 21 types of disability as per the RPWD Act 2016. Blindness, low vision, leprosy cured, hearing impairment, locomotor disability. While we may understand that some of the disabilities were already recognized in the 1995 Act, now there are some new disabilities that have been given recognition, like blood-related disabilities, hemophilia, thalassemia, sickle cell disease, acid attack victims, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, etc. UDID, Unique Disability Identity Card, is a gateway to all the schemes and concessions for persons with disability in India. It now comes in a new format and has a pan-India validity. If one wants to apply for the UDID card, the same can be availed from www.swavalambancard.gov.in. One can apply online, but all the assessment and certification will be done from the government hospitals. The UDID card will be directly sent to the PWD's home. All the benefits and the concessions remains the same. Let's talk about concessions. So what are the concessions available for persons with disability? In which all field? Employment, self-employment, travel, education, and tax. First, employment. Persons with disability get 4% of reservation in the government jobs and 10 years of age relaxation. Persons with disability are also entitled to age concession up to 45 years of age for their entry into the government employment. Some of the important documents that a person with disability needs to have while applying for employment is disability certificate, Aadhaar card, PAN card, all the educational qualification and technical qualification documents like 10th mark sheet, 12th mark sheet, if the person has done any ITI course, all these technical qualification, certification and documents are very important. Talking about the 4% reservation of jobs in the government jobs, let's understand the division of the 4%. From A to C, which is blindness, low vision, deaf, hard and hearing, and locomotor disability, comprises the 3% of the job roles, whereas D to E, which is autism, intellectual disability, multiple disability, specific learning disability, comprises the 1% of the reservation. While we have the reservation policy in place, it is also to be noted that variety of job roles have been mapped as suitable for various disabilities and an entire compendium has been made for the same. Next is self-employment. If any person with disability wants to start his or her own business, then they are provided with loans Now, these loans are provided by National Divyangjan Finance and Development Corporation, which has its head office in Delhi, but has its state channelizing agency in all the states in India. In Maharashtra, we have Maharashtra State Handicap Finance and Development Corporation with its head office in Bandra. One, they need to submit a proposal with all the details about the project, like what business they need to start, the amount of loan that they require, some of the things necessary to start the business that are already available for them. For example, if someone wants to start a tailoring business, one can submit a proposal about the cost that are involved in starting the business. For example, cost of a machine, cost of the raw material, cost of the rent, cost of the place. But at the same time, if he or she has any of these details already available, which is if the person already has a shop but needs cost for the machine, then that needs to be specified. Loans will be given according to the classification of self-employment options. One of the highlights of this loan is the rate of interest on the loans is very less. If any person with disability wants to avail this loan, one can visit AYJNISHD National Institute of Speech and Hearing Disabilities and reach out to the Socio-Economic Rehabilitation Department. For more details, one can also visit the nhfdc.nic.in website. Next is income tax relaxation. While you may know that everyone who earns has to pay income tax, the same applies for persons with disability, but they too get relaxation. So what are these relaxations? One is Section 80DD. If there's any person with disability in the family, then the caregiver can avail the concession by using Section 80DD. Now let's understand the concession. If the person with disability has 40% to 79% of disability, the family member through Section 80DD will get 75,000 rupees deducted from the total tax that the person will be paying. If the family member has disability of 80% and more than that, then the family person paying tax will get deduction of rupees 1,25,000. Likewise, if there's a person with disability himself or herself earning and will be paying tax, he or she will be getting the same amount of concession, but the section that they will be using is 80U. Now this is something specific to the state of Maharashtra. All the persons with disability earning in the state of Maharashtra are exempted from the payment of professional tax from the Section 27A of Professional Tax Act, Maharashtra State. Now coming to the next concession. Concession in railway. So what are the concessions available? Concessions are available in the ticket fare for the person with disability as well as in the ticket fare that of the escort or the caregiver. How can one avail the travel concession? First, the person with disability needs to make a disability certificate, followed by the railway concession certificate, and lastly, a railway identity card of that PWD. So, If there's a person with speech and hearing disability, they can visit AYJ. They can have the latest audiogram, make the disability certificate, get the railway concession as per the railway rule, and then make the railway identity card. Once you're done with the railway concession certificate from AYJ or from any hospital, what needs to be done? You need to visit the DRM office with the documents, which are Aadhaar card, disability certificate, photograph, and Xerox of all these documents, and submit it along with a form provided by the DRM office to make the railway identity card. Once the railway identity card is made, the person with disability is eligible for the concessions as applicable by the government. These concessions are available for the outstation journey as well as the local train pass. The amount of concession in fare depends on the percentage of disability and the type of disability. Next is travel concession in bus. So what is the concession available? It is the concession in fare. How one can apply? The person needs to have a disability certificate or the UDID card and a photo, a recent passport size photo. To avail it, they'll have to go to the nearest bus depot along with the UDID card and photo. On reaching the bus depot, they will be issued a card with a stamp on it, and that will make them eligible for the travel concession in bus. The amount of concession in fare will again depend on the percentage of the disability. Now coming to education concessions. Now concessions are available in exams. There are scholarships available, and then there is NIOS. So what are the concessions offered to a person with disability? Extra time, language exemption, use of calculator, grammar mistakes are considered, vocational subjects are allowed, and if needed, even writers are allowed. Now, one needs to understand that all these concessions are based again on the type of disability and the requirement for that particular disability. Not necessary that one person may get all the concessions, but as per the requirement for that particular disability. For example, language is exempted for persons with speech and hearing disabilities. Instead, they can opt for any other vocational subject. How to avail the education concessions? First, get a medical certificate. Second, get the assessment done from the government hospital and get the report stamped by the authorized government doctor. It is to be noted, every disability will have its own criteria. Concessions depend on disability and its extent or the percentage. We now talk about the schemes for persons with disability. We'll be talking about PM Daksh, DEPWD Skill Training Program. As mentioned in this slide, PM Daksh .dpwd.gov.in. So what is PM Daksh? PM Daksh is the skill training program that offers a variety of job roles, 200 plus for persons with disability. It also has a program on employability skills for persons with disability. The content is available in English, Hindi, and also there are sign language videos of the employability skills of persons with disability. It is through this PM Daksh portal that A Divyangjan can register himself or herself on the Divyangjan Rozgar Setu, where they'll be able to see the job vacancies. If any PWD wants to register for any kind of skill training course, the age group will be 15 years to 59 years. The variety of job roles are data entry operator, gardener, plant assistant plant caretaker, and etc. Now, there are also some financial assistance to persons with disability who undergo this training. They are provided financial assistance for purchasing any assistive device, conveyance allowance, and the post-placement support. At AYJNISHD, we are also implementing this PM Daksh course, where we are offering a data entry operator course for persons with speech and hearing impaired. We now come to the free coaching scheme for persons with disability. As mentioned earlier, government has reserved jobs for persons with disability in the government sector. But not all the persons with disability are able to get through the jobs. It is at this juncture that this scheme plays a very important role. It is through this scheme that persons with disability can now prepare for the government services examination like UPSC, Railway Recruitment Board, SSC, IBPS, etc. At the same time, they can also prepare for various professional courses, like they can prepare for the entrance exam of IIT, that is JEE, CLAT, CAT, NEET, etc. What is the eligibility criteria? One needs to be an Indian national. The disability percentage needs to be 40% and above. The annual family income should be below 8 lakhs. Education as per the requirement of respective examination as prescribed in their forms. And what are the financial benefits or the assistance available for persons with disability who are enrolled in the scheme? They get stipend, they get disability allowance, and the book allowance. Any person with disability who wish to get more information can visit the Socio-Economic Rehabilitation Department of AYJNISHD to know about it, or the guidelines are also available on the DEPWD website. Thank you.